MuscleTV, proudly brought to you by Maxine's, for the body you want, and Max's, because life's too short to be small.
There's no cure for this one! 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 This one! This one! This one! There's no cure for this one!
Hello everyone, I'm Tony Doherty and welcome to a very special episode of MuscleTV. Tonight's episode is all about the Maxine Shape Up Challenge, the toughest and most effective 12-week transformation challenge in the business, and the 10 special ladies that made the top 10 in 2013 who are here to share their incredible stories with us. With the 2014 challenge set to begin in mid-July, thousands of people from across the country will again make the decision to dramatically change their physiques with 12 weeks of discipline, dedication, hard training and focused nutrition. As always, last year we took the time to meet our top 10 finalists, hear their incredible inspirational stories and find out what the challenge meant to them and those around them, but most importantly to find out how they transformed their bodies to get such amazing results. Last year was the first year that we had separate divisions for men and women. So tonight you'll be hearing the incredible stories of our top 10 women. And believe me, they're stories that'll touch you and hopefully inspire you to take your physique to the next level. With registrations for the 2014 challenge open in just over a month, we thought what better time to see it. So sit back and enjoy, and more importantly, find out how it helped these 10 special women not only change their bodies, but also change their lives.
So the challenge is a 12-week body transformation contest. So just think of it as having your own personal trainer. As a whole, the challenge is all about getting in the best shape of your life for 12 weeks. I remember a long time ago, someone said to me, the results are really done in the gym, the hard work's done on the ground floor. But what we did is we provided a platform or a structure for people to make sure that they did get the results. And we added things like a forum in this year's challenge, and we did the weekly videos and the weekly tips and a whole lot of other information. So we were kind of a step ahead with people's thinking process. So we sort of understood behaviours in week 3 as opposed to week 8. And we got on top of it. So what we're finding is that more and more people are seeing the benefits of the challenge. It's like this invisible energy that I've talked about in the past. And the fact that more and more people are seeing the results and people are getting curious about, what are you doing? Oh, I just did the Max's challenge, or I'm doing the Max's challenge. Wow, look at you, you look amazing. What's your secret? Well, fact of the matter is I'm following this step, I'm following this formula. So the feedback we're getting is phenomenal. There's a lot of challenges out there and a lot of so-called magic formulas, but I can tell you with conviction that this actually works. Yeah, the great thing about the challenge is it's free, and what you get to do is you take your before pictures and there's a private section or a public section, so it's really entirely up to you. It doesn't matter where you are. The fact is, if you've got internet facility and you can log on, that's the only requirement, and you don't have to actually train at a gym. You could train at home. You could actually be with a personal trainer as well. Doesn't matter whether you're from outback New South Wales or from central Melbourne. The fact of the matter is we had people from all walks and all ages of life. We had women in their 60s in the top 10. So it just goes to show, no matter what age, no matter what walk of life you're from, you can enter this challenge. So the total prize pool is over $100,000. Look, the winners, they get sponsorship deals for 12 months, they get prizes, they get holidays. A lot of them get into the Max's Muscle News magazine. The winner gets to go on MuscleTV. But what we've found is that people are in it not just for the prizes. That's not the motive. The motive is to get in the best shape of their life, and the prizes are just a byproduct of that. So the word quickly spread and people got to know about it, not just through our own advertising, but through other people that had actually done the challenge, were telling their friends the challenge is the best thing to do. Wow, the results were absolutely mind-blowing. There were so many unbelievable transformations that We were supposed to pick a top 30, but we actually picked the top 50. And the truth is, we could have easily picked the top 100. So one of the things that we didn't change was that we needed to pick a top 10, and it's the absolute best we've ever seen. This year's top 10 in both women and men have been phenomenal, and the top 10 finalists in the Maxine's challenge were Cherie Palace, Vicky Rains, Nicole Ball, Sky Carden, Katie Nillen, Julie McKay, Bethany Doyle, Sherilyn Laffin, Yolande Mitchell, and Brenda Austin.
So my name's Cherie Palace. I'm from Northgate, South Australia. I'm married and have 3 children.
My name's Julie McKay. I'm from Ulladulla in New South Wales. I'm married and I have 2 kids.
Hi, I'm Nicole Ball. I'm from Adelaide, South Australia, and I'm 21 years old.
I live in Mackay. I'm a mum. I've got 2 beautiful children. They're a little boy and a little girl. They're 6 and 7 years old.
I'm Vicky Rains from Townsville. I'm a teacher and I'm also a mum of 2 children, aged 4 and 6.
Can you see me?
My name is Sky Carden. I'm a teacher from New South Wales. I have a husband, 2 little kids. They've just turned 1 and 3.
My name's Sherilyn Laffin and I live in country Victoria in Wallen, in a lovely little town where we have a family business.
I'm from Adelaide and I live close to the beach, which is wonderful. I have 3 children and they're all married, so I have 5 grandchildren.
My name's Bethany Doyle. I'm from Hervey Bay. I work in hospitality. I'm married with 3 children.
My name is Katie Nyland. I am from the Northern Beaches in Sydney and I'm 32 years old.
Before having children, I used to run a lot and I was quite competitive with running. And then I had children and I thought, well, I'll just get back into running. And 2 factors stopped me there. One, the time factor. You don't have as much time anymore once you're a mum. And I kept getting injured as well.
Northern Beaches really, it sort of encompasses that work-life balance type of feel, and I wasn't doing that. So sitting down 70 hours a week, which was not like me. I was always involved in nippers. I was a netballer, I was a competitive swimmer. And last summer I didn't get to go. I was so ashamed and depressed really that I didn't feel that my body was, you know, up to the standard of the Northern Beaches. So I never went to the beach or wore a bikini all summer, which for a girl being as active and, you know, swimming at an elite level, always in a costume, that was just something of a shock to me, and I needed to change that.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a yo-yo dieter. I can eat a block of chocolate at a time, a whole entire block to myself. Being 21, I have lots of 21sts and lots of alcohol and bad foods, and when you go to town you quite often drink a fair bit, and then I go to the fast food restaurants afterwards.
I'm one of those sedentary people that sits and doesn't do anything. I haven't had any exercise previously to this.
I've always sort of played sport, but I was never really actively into getting fit. I always played tennis growing up, and then once I had kids I sort of stopped basically a lot of things. I've always tried to be fit, but it hasn't always been that way.
Most afternoons have a few too many glasses of wine at night time, just to relax, because in my mind I would tell myself that that's my way of relaxing and that's my way of just chilling out. I'd spend my day eating hideous food, just anything. I'd go and get takeaway just to make myself feel good. I was like a bottomless pit. I could eat anything. I was guzzling Coke by the bottle. I was smoking occasionally as well, which is disgraceful.
I've always been a fairly big, well, not a bigger girl, but around a size 12. I finished school and I never weighed myself, but I think it would have been around the 70 kilo mark. Played sport on the weekend, ate pretty healthily while I was at home. Like, graduated high school when I was 17 and moved out of home, moved into state, and then I guess started, you know, eating whatever. thought I can put anything in my body, it doesn't matter, and wasn't part of a team sport or anything like that anymore. And then I fell pregnant and stepped on the scales quite a bit during pregnancy, and once they hit 100 kilos, I thought, can't see it go over 100 kilos, that's crazy. So I don't really know how big I got, but probably close to 110, I'd say.
I've never done anything like this before. I've never really even stepped to the gym before. So this has been a big change for me. I always did a lot of cardio and treadmill walks and stuff, but yeah, never gym, never weights. I never lifted anything.
Katie 16 weeks ago was a very tired, depressed, lethargic, unmotivated, lazy, fat girl. I think too many nights of going out, drinking, and probably putting more emphasis on my work than I did on myself. Some weeks I was working 70 hours a week, and that led me on to having, you know, $5 takeaway Thai end of day specials, and, you know, maybe eating cereal for dinner and not really thinking about myself nutritionally.
I thought I ate clean, but I drank dirty. And that counts. But it wasn't just what I ate, it was inactivity. And that's why I was so weak and becoming so frail and losing my balance. I wanted to get something out of the pantry, and I had to say to one of the kids, oh, let me hang on there, because I didn't have enough strength in my leg to step up onto the chair. And the kid said, oh, get down, Mum, you're going to fall, I'll get it for you. And I thought, am I really that frail? Yeah, I was.
I wasn't really happy with my body, how I looked. I was going to the gym, and I had been going to the gym for quite some time. I just wasn't getting any results. I'd gone through many different diets and would crash back into eating old habits. I'm a very self-conscious person. I'm not a confident person when I go to the beach. I try to avoid the beach if I can, because I don't really want to get into a bikini. But I know that people do look at my before picture and they are like, wow, why would you want to change? Like, some people have said, you were beautiful how you were, and I just guess I didn't feel confident in myself. My self-esteem wasn't very high.
I looked at it as I have to fix this. Say if I live to 80. I'm going to do it hard if I don't start fixing this up now before it is too late. The less you do, the less you want to do, the less you can do.
Well, in 2010, it was a bad year for me health-wise. I underwent 7 anaesthetics. I had 5 major operations within a 3-month period. So that left me quite drained, very unfit, as you can imagine. And it's been a battle just to get my health back. So my main incentive was to become fit. But because of my weakened state through all the operations and the signs and symptoms that I had from them, and I had suffered many years from it, it had left me quite weak. So I have an underactive thyroid, so metabolism is not very good. You also suffer from heat and cold, and you just like to overeat. So it was a struggle keeping my weight down.
I became a personal trainer in 2004, mainly to help myself balance out my weight, as I had a lot of trouble with binge eating and fluctuating weight. So I did the course just for personal reasons and then went into the business. I did a few years, but I still battled my weight. And then I fell out of the industry for a while, and I had my kids, and I've sort of come back into the industry in the last couple of years.
All right, so a little bit about why I did this challenge. I was fine until I suppose I lost my brother. I moved interstate. I lost my brother, which was huge, obviously, for anyone to lose someone that they love. I gave up on myself. I stopped caring about wanting to be in shape. It's not that I stopped caring, I just couldn't do it. I was at my absolute rock bottom, and I stayed at my rock bottom for 3 years until I saw the show and decided I couldn't stay the way that I was emotionally anymore. I was sitting on the lounge one afternoon and I saw the show come on television and just jokingly said to my husband that I was going to do the challenge. And as soon as I started, I just knew that I was onto a good thing.
I was watching MuscleTV and they were talking about it. I thought, oh, how awesome is this? You know, they'll tell you the diet, they'll tell you the exercise, they'll show you everything. Oh, this is going to be great.
My husband actually has been watching the show forever. You know, it's always been there in the background and I've sort of went, what is this? Like, what are you watching this for? You know, you're not going to look like that. We were watching it, you know, just before the challenge started and I saw Wendy and I listened to the story and I thought, that's my story. That's me. That's my mentality. That's what I did when I was pregnant. That's what I did when I was breastfeeding her. We were almost, you know, exactly the same. And my husband said, you could do that. And I said, yeah, whatever. And got home one day after work and Brett said, oh, get any emails today? I went, yes, I did. And it was, sure enough, he signed me up for the challenge.
I still remember lying in bed, it was about 8:30 at night, hand in my belly, because I'd just eaten this really big pasta meal, bloated as, saw this ad come on. I went, oh, that looks good, I should do that. Didn't think another thing of it. Next night, same thing, I saw the same ad. I thought, it looks like something I could do.
Once I saw the show, I thought 1,010% I'm in it. I'm going to do this for myself, change my life, get my figure back, get my body back, get my life back. I'd lost everything. I felt I'd just honestly hit my rock bottom. I could feel almost sickness growing inside myself. I felt sick. I felt like I just couldn't go on.
To me, it wasn't about numbers. It wasn't about just weight loss. It was about how I felt inside, and I wasn't happy.
Starting the challenge, I wasn't in the best mental state. My mum's passing was really difficult, and I think that's not that it was why I ate, not that it, you know, obviously pregnancy is how I gained most of my weight, but I was holding on to a lot mentally. Why? You know, why was that me? And I asked those questions. I think about when I started to see physical changes and other people did too, you know, I started to think, okay, what got me there? And I blogged about a lot of that and a lot about, you know, my personal life and what I've gone through. And I think it really helped, it really changed, you know, my thinking. And I think there was like an acceptance of my mum's death. Now when I look back, I think it was about week 7 or something like that, I actually got a tattoo for my mum. And I was saying to my husband the other day, you know what, I think that's when I started to feel good.
I think for me the defining moment was my sister took quite an unflattering photo of me and sent it to me via text. And up until that point I'd been very good at avoiding scales and, you know, reflective mirrors, anything along those lines. And after I got this photo, I jumped on the scales myself and I was really in shock. I was 20 kilos heavier than I am now. So for me, that really was, you know, a turning point.
I had to make a huge change. I saw it as the last chance for me to gain my health and get to a good fitness level.
Putting the initial picture up was very, very challenging for me. I wasn't actually going to even enter because I didn't want to put a bikini shot up because I was just so horrified at what I'd become. Just felt so bad for myself and I didn't want people closest to me looking at me and judging me and just thinking, oh my God, well, like, what have you done?
It was really hard to put that before photo on, really hard. It took me a couple of days to, okay, I can do this, I can put myself out there.
When I had to download my picture, that really confronted me with, that's really me. And to face it, I thought, it's too late. You've left it too late. You've train wreck. And I thought, how can I put that on public for people to see, you know? Oh, God. I really thought, oh, I'm not going to do it. And then I thought, yes, you are. Yes, you are. You're going to get in there and you're going to do it and you're going to do it properly. So I'd sort of made that decision from that point.
And as soon as I started, I just knew that I was onto a good thing and the days just kept getting better and better and better.
So what we identified with the challenge is our team and how good it is that we had so many people that were experienced, myself and the coaches, but we also had the ambassadors. What we do each year is the top 10 in the female and male become ambassadors for the next year's challenge. And that's a great thing because they've walked the walk and talked the talk. So their experience is invaluable. Now, bolstering this, we had a whole number of people that were involved in the challenge. They were there helping and giving advice. So what that gave us was a platform that the team could answer any and all queries throughout the challenge.
The support from Maxine's was really important. It was something that you needed throughout the journey, and if you ever suffered from motivational issues or anything, you could get that information from the website. And having the meal plan set out and the gym program, everything set out evenly, and it changed every 4 weeks, so you weren't stuck in a rut.
The forum, you could just go on any time of day and you're pretty much guaranteed to get an answer. Like late into the night, there was the ambassadors and coaches on there. And then, you know, on your social networks, you can put up all your pictures and check everyone else's pictures out and see what they're doing and, you know, talk amongst the challenges that way.
I did use the forum quite a bit. What I liked most about the forum was the nutrition side. I felt that most of the questions that I was thinking were getting covered by other people. I would be like, oh, as I was thinking it, someone else would be writing it.
I posted on the forum quite a lot, and the answers were there. Like within a day, I'd have an email saying, you know, Wendy or one of the girls that I look up to were there, and they'd answered my question. With family and friends, you could only say a certain amount to they would understand. However, when going on the websites and forums and blogs, it was people in the same position as me, and being able to talk to them about what I'm going through on a day-to-day basis.
I did read through the motivational section of the forum quite a bit. If I was feeling a little bit down or not motivated, I would just hop on the forum, have a bit of a read, and I'd boost straight back into it.
The support that I received along the way with Instagram and Facebook, it was definitely like a community, little family. It felt like you weren't alone and that you weren't the only one struggling, and if you just couldn't cope anymore, there'd be some word of positivity on there. And I think the biggest thing for me was posting a progress shot. The feedback that I got from the community was just so phenomenal that I just felt like I had to keep going.
The best part of the challenge for me, which is quite ironic for me, being that in the beginning I hated the blogging, but when I started blogging, I loved it because it kept me motivated. It kept my interest, and I realise now how important that was because I was reflecting on my thoughts, and that really helped to keep me focused.
Facebook, Instagram, the forum, I pretty much posted anything. And I don't know what it is because I'm not an overly confident person. And I just put it all out there.
The support from Max's and Maxine's was amazing. If you had nutrition, training, motivation, if you wanted to cry and get on there and say, I want to quit, they'd, you know, answer straight away. Yeah, you just fully supported the whole way through.